and it's super prolific. It's just loaded with peppers. It saves you a bunch of money. This year I'm going to do something a little different.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Peppers get grow up way tall, and then the wind blows them all over onto the ground. You got good peppers all winter long.
Hey, welcome back to our channel. This time we're going to go over what our favorite pepper varieties are, and I'm going to ask Dad what his favorite kinds are, why he likes them, what kind of soil conditions are ideal, planting and harvesting them. So let's get right to it. What kind do you like?
My favorite is the lunchbox, the orange lunchbox variety.
And why do you like it?
The flavor is, I like sweet peppers, so that's the favorite sweet pepper.
Is that the lunchbox one?
It's just a really sweet pepper. Trying to find the seed here.
So what, is it a bell pepper? Or
no, it's like a little short, kind of Italian shape, just a small pepper, bright orange, thick walls, very juicy, very sweet. And the nice thing about the lunchbox, it's not an F1 hybrid, so you can save the seed. And so there you go. There's a bunch of lunchbox pepper seed. So it saves you a bunch of money. You don't have to be buying their hybrids all the time. So that's a very good, sweet, nice little size, stick in your lunchbox. And they have red and they have yellow as well, but neither one are as sweet as the orange. So if you like sweet like I do, go with the orange.
All right, what's another variety?
The next variety that we really like is called Carmen, C-A-R-M-E-N, and that happens to be a hybrid. And so we can't save the seed from that. And
so what do you like about
Carmen? I don't have a seed packet for that right now. It's coming in the mail.
What do you like about Carmen?
Same thing, it's very sweet. It's a little bigger. It's probably about 6 inches long, 8 inches long. Nice taper, slender, thick walls.
What color?
Nice red, dark red, and very sweet. Very prolific.
A lot of yield.
Yeah, so that's a good. And then if you want something a little more drier for drying, this Jimmy Nardello Italian is another really good, and it's super prolific. It's just loaded with peppers. It's got thin skin, so you want to dry it and grind it. And that's also open pollinated, so you can save the seed and not have to be buying seed from somebody.
All right.
And then another one that we like is the Super Shepherd. It's an old variety, but it's still a good standby. It seems to always come through. And so we save, and it's a open pollinated, so we save the seed from that as well.
And what kind of a fruit is it?
It's shape. It's another kind of longer Italian type, I think. It's a little fatter, a little bigger, very thick walls.
Color?
Just another very delicious
color is
red pepper.
It's a red pepper, okay.
Yeah. And they're all good for freezing. We just cut them up and put them in the freezer, and you got good peppers all winter long. So those are the main ones that I like to grow. The Super Shepherd and the Nardello and the Carmen and the Lunchbox. And then there's a few hot peppers, just like the standard jalapeno pepper that works good, and we like to pickle those. Really good pickle. Mix a little of the sweet peppers in there with them, give them a little sweetness. So that's why we like those. And
can you tell us more about the soil conditions that are ideal for pepper plants?
The peppers like them really hot. They like the warm soil, so don't waste your time putting it in early. They'll just sit there.
Full sun.
Yeah, they like full sun. Hotter the better.
Light or heavy soil, which is better?
This sandy loam is most ideal.
What about fertilizer?
Not too much nitrogen because they're fruit bearing, and so you don't want a bunch of huge plant with a bunch of leaves and no fruit, so you want to hold back on the nitrogen like you do tomatoes and the other nightshades, eggplants and so forth. So you want to concentrate more on the phosphorus and the potassium, and especially the potassium to get the size of those peppers up to where they're nice size.
So potassium's for your fruit production, and phosphorus is for the root.
Roots, yeah. So yeah, just fertilize it, keep those numbers in mind, just not to get too carried away on the nitrogen.
Can you tell us about how you like to plant them and spacing, you know, and that kind of thing?
I like to plant them pretty close together. We use drip tape on everything, and peppers are no exception. They're drip taped, and they're spaced about 12 to 14 inches apart on both sides of each drip tape. And then this year I'm going to do something a little different.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Peppers grow up way tall, and then the wind blows them all over onto the ground. And so this year I'm going to take like nylon netting that's got like 6-inch squares in it, and I'm going to make some supports and put the netting, maybe a foot and maybe 2 feet off the ground, so the peppers will just come up and grow right through that netting, and then they can't be blown around side to side. And that'll also help with the sun scald, because peppers will get sun scald in our heat that we have here.
So you're going nylon netting versus like stock panel because of price, or because it doesn't get hot in the sun? Or what?
Both.
Both, okay.
Yeah, right. It's cheap, and it's easy to work with. It's not heavy,
it's
like
lightweight,
stock panel. And so yeah, I think it'll work really good.
So we'll have to keep you posted on that and see how it goes.
Yeah, that way it's always a disaster. You see the peppers, they grow so good and they get so big, and then they all fall over, and then it's just kind of a mess. I like to keep it neat and tidy, so I think this will really kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So you said that to plant them when it's nice and hot, so it's nice and warm. What about harvesting?
You just wait until they turn red or orange or whatever they're supposed to be at their mature state, and pick them, and however you're going to preserve them or use them in your meals.
They are damaged by frost, so you need to pick them off, pick your garden down, or pick at least your peppers down, whatever you're growing there. Some things are not damaged as much by frost, but definitely peppers. They take a hit.
Yeah, they're not very frost hardy. Really easy. So, and they take a fair amount of water. Don't skimp on the water, because the root system is a pretty extensive root system. So with drip system, you have to make sure you get enough water on them, otherwise they suffer. You
said the root is inextensive, or it's not?
Yeah, it's pretty extensive. It goes pretty far.
Okay.
They have a good root system. Okay. So if your ground is too aerated and too loamy, the water can just go right straight down, more or less, out of the drip and not spread.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be careful to not have too loamy. But then clay, to spread and go out and just stay waterlogged, and you got to be careful not water it too much with clay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I hope you liked that video on peppers. We really enjoy peppers, and I hope you do too. I'm sure you will if you grow some of these varieties, some of our best ones that we like. Please subscribe. Leave us a comment down in the section below. We read them, and we'll reply to them. If you have questions, we'll do our best to reply to them. And remember, God is light, and God is love.